Hello and welcome to Magator96, and today we're going to talk about high school DxD. Today's topic will be one of the most important sources of power in this series, namely the Sacred Gears. In this video I will cover what the Sacred Gears are, what a balance breaker is and its different forms, the different types of Sacred Gears and the different Sacred Gears categories. But before we start, here's the spoiler warning, as I will be spoiling a lot of things in this video, so if you don't want to be spoiled, I would highly recommend that you go and read the light novel, as it is an enjoyable read. For everyone else, let's start with an overview on what the Sacred Gears are. Sacred Gears, also known as God's artifacts, are items with powerful abilities bestowed upon the humans by God of the Bible. The original God of the Bible created the Sacred Gears as a part of his system to enhance miracles on earth. Kiba has stated that certain individuals with Sacred Gears have grown to become very powerful and influential, and that a large number of the people who had their names and hands into history were most likely Sacred Gear possessors. Sacred Gears vary from the common twice critical to the rare twilight healing, with the only exception being the Longinus, which are all unique in their own way. If a Sacred Gear is removed from the owner, they will die. Humans or human hybrids are the only species able to be born with Sacred Gears, where they maintain them upon their reincarnation into devils and angels. The fallen angels from Grigori devised a ritual able to extract a Sacred Gear from the original owner and use it for themselves. This resulted in the death of the original owner. It is possible for a person to own more than one Sacred Gear at the same time, where this almost always happens because the individual comes to a second or even more Sacred Gears through irregular circumstances than through birth. As an example, Kiba obtained his second Sacred Gear, Blade Blacksmith, from the light container he received from Valper Galilei, as inside the container was the soul of one of his former comrades who originally owned this Sacred Gear, allowing him to pass it on to Kiba. Another case is Mitsuya Kanzaki, who isn't the original owner of Telos Karma nor Innovation Clear, but instead uses a special terminal to wield them. It is unknown why supernatural beings are never born with them, but in volume 12 Kiba theorized it could be due to humans' desire to make them grow and evolve using various methods. Sacred Gears can have a variety of effects, such as Asia's Twilight Healing, granting near instantaneous healing, and Siegfried's Twice Critical, doubling the power of the user. Kiba's Sword Birth, for example, can create demon swords imbued with different attributes. Examples include creating a sword that absorbs holy energy, a sword that devours flames, and a sword that absorbs wind. Sacred Gears can also adapt and evolve based on their wielder's thoughts, needs and feelings, gaining abilities or qualities as time passes. This is stated to be the source of Balance Breaker and suggests to be the source of the transformation into a subspecies. Moving on to the Balance Breaker. The Balance Breaker, also known as the Forbidden Move, is the evolved form of the Sacred Gears in which their full powers can be released. Azazel claims that Balance Breaker is a bug in the system created by the god from the Bible, which can upset the balance of the world and was thus given the name Balance Breaker. It is initially considered a forbidden power by the three factions. It is known as the ultimate state of activation for a Sacred Gear. Balance Breaker is often triggered by the high emotions combined with a change in the heart or spirit of the wielder. According to Azazel, the possibility of the Balance Breaker can be divided into three categories. The majority of balance breakers include the subspecies, who be placed under the crest side. The crest side is classified under the strengthening, evolving to a point of transformation. By pursuing the arrogance of themselves and the Sacred Gear, one can further evolve the balance breaker, creating a fusion state with the Sacred Gear to produce the abyss side. The third type, X side, consists of the balance breaker who wouldn't be categorized under the previous two categories due to their sudden variation and are considered as exceptions among exceptions. The balance breaker is the most powerful manifestation of all Sacred Gears in which the possessor's feelings trigger this evolution. Once reached, the balance breaker can be entered again far more easily than the first time. With proper training, it can be manifested for longer periods of time, as with the case of Wally, while initially both Kiba and Tisa would only maintain it for short periods of time. Undergoing intense training helped them improve this time. When first introduced, Wally could maintain his balance breaker for a month. As revealed in the short story Rias in Wonderland, the balance breaker can also be lost. Marsilio of the hero faction was discovered to have lost his balance breaker ability after he was sent to the underworld. The reason is quite possibly due to his feelings of satisfaction, since he was able to retaliate against the Gremory group. This means that similar to how the change in one's feelings can unlock the balance breaker ability, another change in the opposite manner could also have the reverse effect. There are 4 different forms that a balance breaker can have. The first is the crest side, which is the regular state of balance breaker that is achieved through strengthening and the user experiences a dramatic change in their spirit. It consists of a Sacred Gear's original balance breaker, as it is the most common form of balance breaker. The Subspecies balance breaker also consists of this category. The Subspecies balance breaker creates a different form than the actual one. They have a tendency to take the form of the user's desired ability. In addition to the original, a subspecies are considered more powerful than the standard balance breaker. The method to attaining a subspecies balance breaker is currently unknown, but it seems to involve the user's personality, which reflects on the obtaining abilities of the balance breaker. Certain skilled Sacred Gear users have also shown the ability to control what abilities they can obtain from their subspecies, as Cao Cao stated that he would like to alter his destruction orb into a new ability, though he mentioned that he cannot make the ability too different from its original form. Then we have the Abyss side, which is an advanced form of a balance break. By desiring to further improve oneself after attaining the balance breaker, it is possible for the balance breaker to undergo further change. Then we have the X side, which is an irregular and unique form of balance breaker. This class of balance breaker belongs to a category that can be classified under any of the known categories due to being an irregular, either due to sudden changes or it being a combination of the known categories. Issa's illegal move Triana and Cardinal Crimson promotion, which is made possible through the evil pieces, fall into this category. And lastly, Counterbalance, also known as Phantom Move, is the artificial Sacred Gear version of Balance Breaker, allowing the user to evolve their artificial Sacred Gears and use their full abilities. Unlike the normal Balance Breaker, which is merely the unleashment of power that destroys the balance of the world, the Counterbalance is the opposite, compared to genuine Sacred Gears which are already stable by nature. This state is attained by the possessor's power being used to forcibly stabilize the artificial Sacred Gear. From the power that a Sacred Gear has, let's move to the different types that exist apart from your typical Sacred Gears. The first one are the Longinus, who are also known as tools that destroy God, are the 13 original top tier Sacred Gears with enough power to kill gods, as well as 5 additional Sacred Gears that evolve to the same level. This class of Sacred Gears is specifically named after the true Longinus, the first and most powerful, and unlike other Sacred Gear that has more than one of the same type, the Longinus are utterly and completely unique, and only one of each may exist at a time. Azazel has stated that all Longinus is just a combination of one ability with another. Essentially, they combine powerful abilities that aren't supposed to be combined. All of the Longinus are considered the strongest Sacred Gears in their respective categories, such as Dimensional Lost being considered the ultimate barrier type Sacred Gear, or Annihilation Maker being considered the ultimate creation type Sacred Gear. According to Azazel, the Longinus are highly scalable and expandable Sacred Gears, especially after attaining the Balance Breaker. Their power will significantly increase. Azazel had hypothesized that the Longinus absorb the wielder's abilities and creativity and then become a vessel for their realization. All 13 original Longinus have appeared in the series. In addition, 5 new Longinus were born after the Evil Dragon War due to the abnormality of the Sacred Gear system and the Sacred Gear's ability for growth and change. Then we have the artificial Sacred Gears. It is possible for artificial Sacred Gears to be created. Azazel, the leader of the Fallen Angels, and Grigori, has conducted countless research studies on secret gears. He eventually managed to create his own secret gear, the Dawnfall Dragon Spear, using the jewel that has Fafnir, one of the 5 Dragon Kings, sealed inside it. Artificial secret gears, however, are inferior to the real ones. The artificial secret gear that Azazel researched and invented have several limits and side effects. For example, after some time has passed, an artificial secret gear can cause fatigue after their usage and may affect both the power and ability of the wielders if said wielder uses them for long periods of time. And lastly, subspecies, which are secret gears that have taken on a unique characteristic because of the thoughts and feelings of the wielder. They are more powerful than the normal form of the same secret gear and will sometimes gain new abilities as well. Sometimes both the secret gear in its normal state as well as the balance breaker will be a subspecies, like Siegfried's for example. Other times, where only the balance breaker will be a subspecies, such as Kiba's Blade Blacksmith. Even Longinus can gain a subspecies balance breaker like South True Longinus, Polar Knight, Longinus Chakra Valdini, or Sarux, Regulus Nemo, Regulus Rail, later Rex. Issa has been told by Azazel that he should develop a subspecies for boosted gear. This suggests that the subspecies can be made both intentionally and unintentionally. And lastly, let's talk about the categories of power in which sacred gears are in. The first is state change sacred gears, which are a type of sacred gears that change the state of a user or another person object. It can vary from doubling one's own power to halving the power of others. Then we have recovery sacred gears, are a subspecies category of state changing sacred gears. It allows the user to heal wounds or restore another person's health. Due to their usefulness and rarity, recovery sacred gears are highly sought after by all factions. Then we have creation sacred gears, which are a type of sacred gear that allows the user to create matter objects out of nothing. Then we have defensive counter-based sacred gears, which are a type of sacred gear that focus mainly on defense and countering the attacks of the opponent. Attribute elemental sacred gears are a type of sacred gear that incorporate different elemental attributes in its ability. Time-space based sacred gears are sacred gears that have the ability to manipulate time and or space. Barrier sealing sacred gears are sacred gears that have the ability to create barriers or seal an opponent's ability. Independent avatar sacred gears are sacred gears that take the form of living-like creatures that move and act of its own free will and instinct. Sealed contract sacred gears is a generic term for sacred gears that have sealed a powerful creature inside them. Those sacred gears are powerful, but if the creature inside the sacred gears isn't awake, or if it's inactive, the user will only be able to use the minimal abilities of the sacred gear. And lastly, Virtua sacred gears are the sacred gears that have a part of the soul of the Dragon King Virtua sealed inside of them. Virtua sacred gears are considered trap type sacred gears. With this, I covered everything that I wanted to cover on the sacred gears. And that will be all for this video. If you like this video, leave a like, leave your thoughts in the comments below, or subscribe to the channel for more manga reviews and One Piece content. And until next time, take care.